Hiya. So yes, here we are indoors for once. It's actually pouring down outside. It's been grim, it's cold, it's wet. I've lost motivation a little bit. Molly's been out. Molly doesn't want to go out again, so I thought, come on, we'll record inside for once. So this is what our Patreons and our members, YouTube members, see every Friday as I do a little rant and a little chat from the living room. There's the Christmas tree, all lit up. It's looking very, very festive. Now, what I want to talk about tonight is Christmas. How I survive Christmas, how I still have lots of cheer and happiness and love the season, and how we all can, but how we kind of expectations can make it a bit of a crazy season. So for many years, I've spent Christmas Day alone. Over the last few years, perhaps about 8 years, I've actually spent it every other day with a friend of mine. But she's a bit of the same mindset as me. We don't always want to be with somebody else. But I've spent it on my own. Now, my family, I've spent it on my own for so long that my family don't ask me anymore. They used to ask. My daughter, who's a real daddy's girl, used to say, Dad, what you doing? Will you come round? But she realised I wanted to spend it on my own for no kind of weird reason. And she didn't want to be like that couple. You know when you go on your holidays and you go somewhere sunny and you're on your own, you take a pile of books and you get a bottle of wine and you want to sit there and read, and there's a couple on the next table and say, you can't be on your own, you mustn't be on your own, come with us, and you're thinking, oh, please leave me alone. And they're doing it for the best of reasons, bless them, but you just want to be on your own. And now my family know I want to be on my own. I do see them. I probably see them on Boxing Day, which for anybody outside the UK, or at least people in America, is the day after Christmas, which is still a holiday for us. So I'll go over on Boxing Day, but Christmas Day, I just love being on my own, and I don't lose out on anything. But let's just talk about Christmas now. And a lot of it, I think it comes with its own pressures now, and it always has done. Way back in the 1500s, when I was a kid, there was still pressure for expectations. But I think since the advent of the internet, this has just grown exponentially as the reach of the media, the reach of advertising has got more and more into people's lives, set expectations for young minds, young malleable minds. And they know this, the advertisers, they're not daft. They know that they can get into the kids' minds. The kids will pester the parents will be put under pressure, and they will succumb to it. And if you've got plenty of money and you can afford it, all well and good, but too many people are put under too much pressure at the Christmas period to get the kids things that they want to get. I remember years ago, I was at an ATM just before Christmas, and there were two young girls in front of me, only very young, but both with prams, and they were waiting, and one was saying to the other, oh, well, our so-and-so wants this for Christmas, and it's 700 quid, but if they want it, you've got to get it, haven't you? No, you don't have to get it, you stupid cow. You don't have to get it, because if you get everything that your kids want, and you give everything your kids want, if you get it them, they will grow up with these mad expectations of what life's going to give them. So they're going to go into life expecting without the concept of having to work for it or expect less. It's just a take society, and it is up to the individual, but I just think that sometimes the seeds you sow when your kids are young are the weeds or the flowers that are going to bloom in later life, and it will dictate the way you go. I do think your parents and parenting has a great influence, and a lot of that manifests itself in celebration time, manifests itself in times like Christmas, when we're all under a lot of pressure. First, we've got the marketing, the pressure that comes from marketing. buy your wife this, buy your husband that. If you don't buy them this, you're going to disappoint them. It'll make you a mean person. But it's not only like gifts. Everybody getting in on the game, aren't they? You know, want to get something they'll really appreciate this Christmas. Buy them Shady Sam's car insurance. It's a scam. It's an opportunity for everybody to jump on the selling the commercialism bandwagon. And it doesn't have to be, and this is what I'm going to say during this video, it doesn't have to be, and it can be just as brilliant without going down that stupid road where you've got Shady Sam selling his car insurance to you, or else your wife's going to cuckold you with the window cleaner. But what happened? When did this consumerism come in? Because I remember a time when kids wanted presents, but they had no concept of the price of that present. So they just wanted something they could kind of unwrap with that thrill of unwrapping, that like thing where they get a present, kids get presents, and then they unwrap them, and they're not really bothered about what's in the box because they just want to unwrap it, throw the wrapping paper in one corner, throw the box in the other corner, and then dive on the next present. And when they get something, they just want something they can play with for half an hour before they throw it into some dark recess of the garage somewhere. We might say, well, it's up to the individual to spend, to limit the spending, because it's not just about spending, is it? It's if you've got endless amounts of money, you've got endless amounts of money to spend on your kids, but are you doing them a great favour by doing that? Because I think when you come to some times like Christmas, there's like this moral responsibility a little bit, isn't it? Not just to throw everything in the world at your kids, because it's an opportunity for a life lesson, isn't it? Sometimes things like Christmas are like an opportunity just to teach your kids the value of money, teach your kids how to behave in company, teach kids to be polite, teach your kids to be thankful. I remember when I was a kid, at birthdays and at Christmas time, we had to write letters of thanks to everyone who gave us a present, like aunties and uncles. We wrote a letter of thanks, usually the day after, and then we send it off to them. That doesn't happen anymore, but it was kind of, I remember it, so it must have had some impact on me. So it is also an opportunity to bond with your kids a little bit without just giving. It's easy to spend money, it's easy to give presents, but if you spend less on something you've given thought to, people will appreciate, people do appreciate that kind of thing. People aren't stupid, people respond to empathy and thought and kindness. They really appreciate it. If somebody, have you ever done that when you've said to somebody months and months before, oh, I'd like this, or I fancy that, or I've seen this, and one day I will get it, and then you get it for Christmas and they say, oh, I remember you saying you wanted this 6 months ago. Isn't that brilliant? It's happened to a lot of us. It's happened to most of us. And you think, wow, that's important. That's such a nice thing to do. That's such a nice experience. And Christmas can be like that too, can't it? And the expectations of Christmas Day. We all imagine Christmas Day, bonhomie, carols in the background, everybody in goodwill and a spirit, everybody smiling, a glass of wine, and it's nice. But it doesn't usually happen like that. What you get is Aunty Edna and Uncle Knobhead turning up, pissed on sherry and demanding sherry. The kids are falling out. What you have forgotten when you've invited your brother and your sister round is that siblings are all right as long as they see themselves infrequently. If you get your brother and your sister round, the chances are, after about 3 or 4 hours together, you're arguing the toss and falling out with each other, aren't you? Dad's in his festive waistcoat and Mum's, because invariably, let's face it, invariably, it does fall on the women, the ladies out there, to do the majority of the cooking. We gents do as much as we can. Some of us do everything. I do, but only because there's only me. And then we've got they're slaving away and it's hot and it's steamy in the kitchen. People are still in the living room demanding this, shouting through, when's it going to be ready? Can I have this? Can I have that? Dad's had a couple of drinks and he's over Mum's shoulder directing operations and telling her when she should be basting the turkey and all that nonsense. And Mum's threatening to do things to him with the potato peeler. And the stress has crept in already. That image you had of Christmas Day, of bonhomie, of love and goodwill, it's fragmenting a little bit. When you see these things on the television, comedies, soap operas, that kind of thing, when it shows Christmas Day and it's all a bit hectic, it's basically all based on real life, isn't it? That's where they've got the idea from. That wouldn't be on the television if somebody hadn't said, this is what it's like, let's caricature it a bit, but let's base it on real life. So by the time the meal comes, Mum's already frazzled out of her mind. Everybody else is slightly tipsy. They've had so much to drink, probably they've lost their appetite a little bit, but they do go sit at the table and you gorge yourself on all this good food. It's wonderful, there's miles too much. And then afterwards, when you think it's going to be lovely and there's going to be nice conversation and we're all going to sit round the television like one big happy family and it's going to be lovely and everybody falls asleep in front of the television. They put the favourite film on, A Christmas Carol, Polar Express, The Snowman, Great Expectations, whatever. You put that on and immediately fall asleep. As soon as the opening credits come on, everybody falls asleep. Everybody's snoring, everybody's farting. The people who are still awake are frightened of talking too loud in case they wake up Uncle Knobhead and he kicks off. And it's not turned out quite as you thought it was going to, does it? And this kind of, them mum and dad, because they're all on edge. Everybody's on edge, especially Mum, who by this time is absolutely knackered and the only one, probably the only one who hasn't had a drink. A drink. Cheers. Bottle of Shiraz. And why not? Mum's there, a bit frazzled. Dad's like, he's disappointed because dads at Christmas are, they're like the ringmaster, aren't they? They're a master of ceremonies. They want to orchestrate everything, to control everything, make sure everybody has a great time. And it's all got out of control and it hasn't happened. They've got it in the mind. They've got this like script in the mind. It's going to be like this. It's going to be like, it's going to be great. The kids are going to do it, be really well behaved. They've been little shits. And then this is going to happen. That's going to happen. Everybody's going to give presents. It's bonhomie. We all sit about with our little party hats on and everybody's asleep. Dad's frustrated because there are all these plans and Mum's knackered and not in the mood for Dad's rubbish. So that's when the friction starts, doesn't it? And if you're lucky, it goes no farther than that. But we've all heard tales, we've all seen it, families falling out. They come to the point when they come to blows sometimes. Luckily, that never happened in my family, but they do. So it's tears and tantrums as the day doesn't pan out exactly like you thought it would. And it's more National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation than the closing credits to A Christmas Carol like you were hoping it was going to be. But we'll enjoy it. We will enjoy it. I will enjoy it on my own and Molly will enjoy it. We do everything. We get up Christmas morning, we go for a walk in the fields and we meet other dog walkers, and for some reason on Christmas morning, everyone is in a good spirit. Everyone is full of goodwill and cheer and smiles and best wishes. And then we come home, glass of Bucks Fizz, Christmas carols on in the background. The table is set out just like it is for any family Christmas, but for one, which is a bit sad, but I don't mind. I go in the kitchen, I cook, I have a glass of wine, we make the full spread, the full Christmas dinner, and then we sit down and leisurely have our Christmas dinner. I usually have mine in the evening. We've always done that. Sometimes in my life when I've been with somebody else, we may have had it earlier on, but as a family, we always had it in the evening. So not late evening, fairly early evening, but I just have it when it's dark outside. So we've got the curtains closed, the carols in the background, we have our Christmas dinner, we've got crackers, we have everything. And then I come into the living room. I don't really watch a lot of television, but I might just watch a bit of something. But I just spend the evening with Molly. Couple of glasses, flicking through. I might have thought of a film that I want to watch, but it will be a Christmas themed one. There are so many. I mean, I can't go into them here because there are just so many that I can't think of them. The aforementioned National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, the aforementioned Christmas Carol, The Snowman, any one of a million. It's what you make it, but you try to make it what you want. Selflessness is brilliant, but one day of the year, I think selflessness has to compromise because it's about you as well as your guests. It's about you as well as the rest of the family. If we make it, try our best to make it for everyone else, we're missing something slightly because you don't have to. Nobody, for all the moaning and groaning and complaining, will want you not to have a great time, because it's almost as if the moaning and groaning and complaining are just playing out expected roles at Christmas. You're playing out a scenario. You've watched it on the television, on these soap operas, on comedies where families fall, and it's almost as if we are mimicking what we've seen on the television. So set your expectations low, and then you've got less chance of being disappointed. And remember, next year, make sure you go around to Uncle Knobhead's and make his life hell. And we shall see you on the flip. Peace and love.